What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new tactic video. Today we have got Enzo Maresca's Chelsea. After a lot of requests, I have got you covered. Now, this was actually made in my rebuild from yesterday, and pretty much every game you're going to see from the test was hand-played. So very, very, very realistic. We've really taken a lot of his concepts and put them into the game, and it worked really, really well. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe as we celebrate a quadruple winning Chelsea season in Season 4 out of 5 in the rebuild. If you didn't see the rebuild, go to Daily Josh and watch it, because especially if you're a Chelsea fan, you're going to love it. Now, digging right into the test then, we are going to test with just Chelsea today, but to be honest, because of the shape of the tactic and the way that it plays, this will be friendly for pretty much any team you can imagine. But with Chelsea, Enzo Maresca, the main topic, it was from a rebuild. We are going to go and win the Premier League. Now, I'm not going to spoil the exact amount of times I won the Premier League over a 5-year span, but it wasn't once, it wasn't twice, and maybe it's 4, 5, or 3. You'll have to go and check it out. But what I will say is, it was definitely more than once. Now, the Premier League in this game was so tight. Across every season, it was so tight, whether we won it or lost it. It was literally by that amount. It was so competitive across every single range. And looking at the player stats, Cole Palmer absolutely delivered in Season 4. Really strong player. The most goals, the best average rating, the most possession as a team with 60%. Clean sheets, we were one off winning that, just to make that very clear. I did go over that in the rebuild. The most goals, 76. So we really, really are putting on a show right now. And like I said, these games, I would say around about 80% were hand-played. Obviously, the games very early on into the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, I would sim. But the actual games in the Premier League and latter stages in competitions, I was playing so I could use all 3 variants, because as always, we've got 3 variants to talk about. So let's see what else we won. We also go on to win the Community Shield in 2-0 fashion. Again, I would love to show you the highlights of this, but I have still got the bug where I can't load up a single game. I don't know if it's just in this save. I had the issue in the rebuild video. It is so frustrating. Hopefully that is now fixed, and any new save I do, I can show you highlights. But as you can see, we don't just win, we humiliate, because we also win the FA Cup. Now, don't get me wrong, this was not the easiest cup to win, purely based off how we won the game. So the final was won on penalties, the semis was won in extra time, the quarterfinals was probably one of the most comfortable stages. Even the 5th round, we're playing easier teams, so these are expected wins. I'm not going to sit here and literally barefaced lie to you. I do feel like this really wasn't a great display. Apart from games like against Liverpool, a 3-0 win, and the game against, was it Spurs? Every other game was quite close, but when you factor in we managed to win a quadruple, and I'll show you the data hub in a second, I'm proud that we actually show a little bit of grit and got over the line. It's not a destruction final, but we got the job done. And the same can be said for the EFL Cup, as we do just scrape by Ipswich Town 3-2. Now, you can look at this from 2 sides of the coin, right? Because it shows how gritty the tactic is, how well it can actually just get through games and manage to get the win done. And that is something which a lot of you guys might actually enjoy. Now, when it comes to how we got to the final, it was a little harder than the FA Cup. So we are going to beat Arsenal. The quarterfinals, we have to get past West Ham. The 4th round against Leicester. The 3rd round against Wolves. And to be honest, you can probably sit here and have 2 conversations about both of the trophies, right? Are they pretty finals? They're not. Have we just won 4 trophies? Yeah, I'll take it. And the data hub isn't going to be anything crazy in terms of goals per game or conceded, because it is a realistic Enzo Maresca tactic, and it is not, of course, a meta 4-2-3-1. There are certain roles that aren't fully based off getting the most out of the match engine. We have gone down a realistic path, but it's still scoring over double of what we're conceding, having a very good pass completion, and it was just a real pleasure to play his way. And yeah, even more of a pleasure when you can get this. That is right, because now every Patreon member can get what is called an ultimate save file. We're going to be doing these for every single team. You essentially get a save file pre-ready to load in, where you are going to have, right by the default, 3 variants of Enzo Maresca's tactics. You are also going to get hold of one of these, a dedicated realistic transfer list of players for your enjoyment. And if that's not enough, you also get set pieces. It's the whole shebang. It's tactic time. So then, over to your favourite part of the video. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe and whack on the sub bell. Let's go over all 3 variants today that you are going to need, because I used them. They bailed me out of some finals, got me back into games. Make sure you're getting all 3, whether you download or copy them, because you are going to need them. Now, the great thing about this tactic, number 1, is the fact of how realistic we have got it, in my opinion. I've had a few people look at it as well. I've got their feedback, and from what I've heard, it's really, really good. So let me know what you think of it. And yeah, let's just start building it. So first of all, we are going to use a tiki-taka style and also go on to the positive mentality. Going over to the goalkeeper, we are going to use a ball-playing goalkeeper who will simply be on the default instruction. So nothing too spectacularly hard to copy there. Nice and simple. The right back is going to be an inverted wing back who will be told to make fewer runs and also default out of possession. Now, do not fear, this doesn't mean that he won't get involved. For example, Reece James done, I believe, the best out of our assist category overall in Season 3 in the previous season. So he will still get involved and heavily link up that play. On the left-hand side, we are going to have an inside fullback who will be defaulted and then defaulted again. So I've not gone too crazy with the player roles or their instructions, really. I've kept them quite humble because this year, having inside options when it comes to the back line is actually quite challenging. So I've kept it pretty basic. We're then going to have 2 ball-playing defenders, and they will be told to be defaulted, in possession and out of possession, which actually is going to complete an entire default back 4. So super simple to copy. Now, as we go up the pitch a little bit, this is where Caicedo played. What a player, what a time he had in my rebuild. He comes in, and he is also going to be told to be on the default. Do nothing too crazy. I did tinker him, having shoot more often on, but the issue with it is, it was just a bit wasteful, and I got very frustrated, and I was noticing in the match engine, he was making enough runs anyway. I didn't need to tell him to do that, so yes, it is going to be another player on the default set of instructions. The DM next to him is going to come in on the default, and also on the default. So again, simply easy. Let's go over to the front line now, where, don't worry, we are going to have some player instructions. So the winger is going to be told to stay wider, run wide, make more runs, and also mark tighter. Don't worry, we've not made a mistake. We've kept things very basic in the deep area of the pitch. Now we get a bit more creative as we go up. Now, I do want to quickly say at this part of the video, if you are interested in getting all of these Patreon perks, it includes every tactic I release. There is 2 Patreon-only tactics per week. My set pieces, training, mobile, console tactics, rebuild files, ultimate save files, tactical help, access to giveaways, ad-free viewing, and much more, believe it or not. Make sure you come and check out the Patreon. There is 25% off. We're pushing in now on 7,000 members. We're taking over. Make sure you come and lock in, like a lot of you guys have since this game's come out, and let's cook together. Let's enjoy this year. Going over through the sort of central area, one of my favourite roles in the game, Cole Palmer delivered a 56 goal contribution season in this free role. Dribble more, make more runs, roam from position, and also tackle harder. On the right-hand side, the inside winger, cut inside, dribble more, make more runs, shoot more often, and also mark tighter. And up top, the deep line forward, we are going to have him on the default while simply tackling harder. Now, this tactic translates right over very easily. Essentially, what happens, the free role becomes the pressing midfielder. This role here, the pressing central midfield player. The instructions copy and paste. We're going to have the box-to-box goes over to the CM, and the DM goes to the DM. The winger on the left becomes a winger on the left out of possession. The inverted winger on the right is actually going to become an inside outlet winger with the same instructions. The striker we use is a centre forward. We use 2 pressing fullbacks and then 2 default centre backs. So if you are new to the game, the instructions go from the left to the right automatically. Team instructions, let's go and talk business. So, in possession, much shorter, great for possession. Higher tempo, less often, standard, keep ball in play, balanced, play through, short goal kicks, play to the centre backs, balanced supporting runs, balanced dribbling, balanced progress through, pass to feet, work ball into the box, that patient build-up, balance shots from distance, and also low crosses when it comes to the style. Out of possession, the high press, the higher defensive line, more often, counter press, get stuck in, cross engagement, balanced, and also, yes, to short goalkeeper distribution. And that will give you the default version now to the attacking version, which is a lot more progressive in the actual in-possession side of things. And, perfect to switch to if you're a goal down or drawing 0-0, you want to go and chase a game. This will be your bailout option. Now, first of all, the same style, okay? We are never going to revert away from tiki-taka. And also this time, the mentality is going to go up to attacking. So this tactic, I will say right now, obviously we've used it with just Chelsea this. I would recommend not going into a game like this unless you're sort of aggregate down, then do it. If you're going in 0-0, no aggregate situation, go in on the balanced and switch to these when and if you need them. So let's go and talk ball then, because the goalkeeper remains the same. The inverted wingback on the right-hand side remains the same, as does the left back, exactly the same stuff. The ball players, I kept the same. I'm showing you because I've got an optional instruction that would be to tell them to dribble more. That is completely off your own back. If you're desperate, that is a change you can make. The midfield goes from here to here. It goes into a central area. We are going to use a channel midfield player on move into the channels and also default out of possession. Next to him, a CM comes in on the defaults and on the default. So the same concept really as the last one, but a little bit more pushed up. The free roll is going to remain exactly the same. The winger on the left is going to remain the same, as does the man on the right, as does the striker up front in that deep line forward roll. And in fact, if you just feast your eyes to the right-hand side, the player roles also remain exactly the same in the out possession as, you know, the attacking and balanced go side by side so you can see. They're exactly the same because a lot of the changes were done in that mentality, just boosting midfield up a little bit, but also this. As you can see, much higher tempo, a big change, be more expressive. A lot of the rest of the stuff is going to remain the same. So for example, work ball into the box does remain the same. The pass reception also is going to be the same. Passing to feet. You can feel free to pause it now and just sort of copy it click for click, by the way. But yeah, we've kept a lot of it the same because it's how Maresca plays, but there's certain elements that you can just buff up a little bit, and one of them is going to be that tempo. Out of possession, the defensive line has been maxed out too, much higher, with that high press, more often, counter press, get stuck in, balanced, and of course, yes, when it comes to short goalkeeper distribution. Now to the defensive version, let's go and talk ball. So this one defends actually in a 4-1-4-1, and it obviously attacks in a deep 4-2-3-1. Tiki-taka, golden, balance mentality is going to be of choice. Let's go through and talk ball. So the goalkeeper, the ball players, and the inverted wingbacks are going to be identical. Now I will go over and say one thing. Obviously, because of the mentality and things like that and the way that we've got the team instructions set up, this player will be a little bit more negative, which is going to be the right back. And that is purely because I don't really want him to be as involved, and he's affected by the mentality, by the team instructions, but they defend in such a good and compact way. We then don't go with one, we go with two DMs. On the left, we are going to have him simply defaulted, and on the right, we are simply going to have him defaulted as well. Nice and simple. Going over to the wingers, they are both now wingers because I want them to provide as much width as possible, because the inverted options, although they are inverted, they used to make runs sort of up here, almost in a wide area. So the wingers are both going to be pretty much defaulted as wingers. So default on the right hand side. On the left hand side, I've gone super basic on the default. We switch to an AM on make more runs, roam from position, standard, and also tackle harder. The deep line forward is going to come in and remain exactly the same, with tackle harder being the only custom instruction. And out of possession, it's super simple. The striker goes to the striker, the wingers go to the wide midfield players, the AM goes to the PCM, this DM goes to the CM, this DM goes to the DM. We now defend with not one, but two holding fullbacks centre-backs, a big, much needed to talk about change, and the real other big change is, well, the team instructions, as for the first time, there's a lot to talk about. Much shorter, lower tempo, time wasting, more often, standard, keep ball in play, be more disciplined, play through, short, go to the centre-backs, work ball into the box, and also low crosses. Everything else is the default, and out of possession, the mid-block, the standard line, more often, counter press, and short goalkeeper distribution. I still had as yes, because there's a lot of errors to get out of this match engine, and you can always bank on force and an error. And that is going to give you not one, not two, but 3 versions of Enzo Maresca's Chelsea. Be sure to slap a like on the video, subscribe. Whoa, what was I about to say there? Whack yourself over to the second channel and go and watch the rebuild, because that was genuinely, well, it was a project, let me tell you that. It was absolutely incredible. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one.